Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to BBallBreakdown. Cannot wait for the season to start tonight. It's going to be amazing. So get on Twitter and follow us because I offer real-time analysis of what's going on in those games. It's a great conversation there just about every night. Also, huge, explosive, big breakdown over on our .com exclusively, so make sure to either click on the screen or down below in the description on the link towards the title, which is Wes Matthews better than Klay Thompson? I think it's a pretty interesting discussion and certainly worth your time, so just click on over and watch that. Same kind of stuff you'd see here, but over on our .com, where we're going to have a lot of exclusive content there going forward through the season. Another big announcement is we're going to have a weekly series, and on that show we're going to have the best horn sets of the week. So I need help from you guys when you're watching a game and you see a really good horn set that ends up in a score. Tweet me, email me, let me know what day, which teams, when, and what part of the game, and we'll put it in the list and see if it'll make it into our top 5, and we'll give you credit for finding it. So let's get into our Cleveland Cavaliers offensive breakdown because it's obviously very exciting compared to what was last year and what they were doing with Mike Brown. And I have to say, it's going to take them a little while to master what's going on, but when they do, look out. Last year under Mike Brown, the Cavaliers offense suffered greatly with very ho-hum sets without a lot of attention to detail. For instance, this appears to be a Spurs-style motion into horns, but Waiters doesn't screen, Bynum should have been at the right elbow, and Kyrie should have sprinted to the corner instead of walking around. The spacing is terrible, the motion completely stops, forcing Waiters to isolate on top, and it's an easy rip for Jameer Nelson. Here's a basic floppy, but I don't think it's fundamentally sound to start an off-ball screen in the lane due to spacing issues and the very real possibility of getting called for 3 seconds. This flows into a sideline screen and roll which takes way too long to develop, and with no weak side movement, the defense can take away almost every option. Another floppy set with a screen set in the lane, Bynum doesn't even try to set his down screen, and I don't know exactly what Jarrett Jack had in mind with this movement. While it does get a corner 3, the series of passes ends up being a comical turnover. Here's a horn set with Thompson way too high to start, a poor ball screen set by Varejao, and a motion-killing post-up by Waiters. Normally he'd receive the dribble pitch. This did, however, end up in a positive and 1 ISO post-up. Now, let's look at how Coach David Blatt has integrated his offensive philosophy. Right off the bat, we see a Princeton high post set with both guards splitting off the high post. This flows right into a dribble pitch to Waiters, and here's where they need to improve. If Waiters can't turn the corner, he must swing the ball to the open man. Instead, he stalls the whole thing, and this promising set reverts to typical NBA shot clock winding down pick and roll desperation. This time, they run the same play, and after Waiters gets the dribble pitch, he gives the ball up quicker in better rhythm. What Waiters will learn is that giving the ball up this way gets him an open shot on the same possession, and all the movement opened up rebounding opportunities for putbacks. Here's the same play where Kevin Love can use the pin down to his advantage, so when the ball reverses, he can grab deep low post position and here gets free throws. A nice wrinkle is having only one guard cut through the lane and then reverse back to a double pin down in the corner for him. Waiters does a good job curling, but the timing is off and he lost a chance for a quick catch and shoot and then forces up a bad ISO long 2. By having LeBron start on the weak side in this set, you can see how the defense will struggle to keep up with the pace of the ball. And LeBron clearly understands that the quicker he gives up the ball, the faster it'll come right back to him with a mismatch in his favor. It hasn't been completely smooth as the Cavs are still struggling to get in the right spots. Here you can even see Kyrie and Dion yelling at each other before Kevin Love takes advantage of the team being out of sync and curls to the basket for a layup. And what seems like a simple screen down for LeBron by Varejao is more difficult to defend by adding the 2-guard split in the beginning. Where teams need to be frightened is with how the ball doesn't stick. Watch how quickly they get to swing it, allow LeBron to roam to an open shot, and this corner three is crazy easy for him. Coach Blatt's offense utilizes the big man roll to the hoop very well, which is a key ingredient to maximizing a spread offense. Varejao should score the easiest buckets of his career this year. Watch how they release pressure first with a perimeter pass rather than force the ball to the roll man, and that will start opening up a lot of outside shots as well. The big men have a mandate to roll to the rim after every screen, whether it's a ball screen or a weak side screen, and Varejao is a decent interior passer. The Love LeBron pick and roll is doubly dangerous because Love can either pop for three or use his roll to the hoop to establish great low post position where he can go to work. The Cavs do need to be careful of just relying on LeBron to make things happen all the time. On this post-up, there is virtually no movement on the weak side, and even an inferior team like Maccabi can force them into a tough shot that they happen to make. Speaking of the Love LeBron pick and roll, if teams allow LeBron to use the screen, there's little hope that a rotating player can get to the three-point pop in time. And LeBron's defensive gravity is so great that when Love is in line with him on the perimeter, his hop, catch and shoot threes will be even better looks. Where a player like Kevin Love is most dangerous is when he's free to read the defense and roam from low post position to three-point land. And they have some flex action for him. If it doesn't get him open for a pass, it does get him good position for an offensive rebound. And we saved my favorite for last, the weave. This is one of the oldest actions in basketball, made famous by the Harlem Globetrotters, and when you have as much offensive talent as the Cavs do, you should run it a lot. And on this play, you can see how it opens up an inside shot or a wide open corner three. So there you have it, sports fans. Pretty exciting stuff. I think that Dion Waiters is going to struggle mightily to accept his role and move the ball more and understand that by moving the ball, it will come back to him. And perhaps LeBron is going to have to pull him aside and give him some stern words to explain that. And once they do, he will be a pretty viable weapon in that offense, and they should be able to get to some dominating numbers, but I believe it's going to take them half a season until they can figure that out. That might be enough time for this year. Otherwise, the Bulls have the narrowest of windows to get it before the Cavaliers take over. Well, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter tonight and the rest of these nights during the NBA season. And also, get over there and watch our breakdown of, is Wes Matthews better than Klay Thompson? Because it's some pretty compelling evidence to that fact. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?